What is going on, guys? Welcome back to episode number 25 now of the career mode. This is the final FIFA 18 video that will be appearing on the channel. Of course, FIFA 19 comes out in a matter of 3 days, ladies and gentlemen. On Thursday of this week, it will drop on EA Access. So on the Thursday, we're going to have ourselves our first FIFA 19 video. So I've decided that this will be the final episode of the series, just to give myself a few days of a break, because it is quite, I guess, demanding doing videos every single day on the same game for the last year or so. And so I feel like I want to have a little, like 3-day break, if you will, where I don't have to play FIFA and just kind of recharge my batteries before we move into the next installment of the game. And so this is the reason why we have a longer episode today. But I've got to say this, right? Today's episode, and this is also the reason why I want the 3 days break, I was so toxic and angry during the episode. You'll see the game later on that comes, right? I'm not even joking, you guys. It was quite possibly one of the worst games of FIFA I have played this year. Or worst run of games, should I say. Because it wasn't just over one game. It was a kind of span of about 3 games where I just got really angry. And I was like, I can't even deal with the way this game is giving me right now. And it's just kind of the fact that, like, I've burnt myself out playing that much FIFA, that I'm just so used to the aspect of it happening that I was just kind of like, yeah, I knew it was going to happen. But we've got quite a few sim games as well. You've already seen a couple there, albeit on your screen. Before we took on Dusseldorf for the quarterfinals of the Deutsche Pokal. That is the only trophy left, actually, that we haven't won with this Hamburg side. So it will be quite nice to win it if we can do that in this final episode here. Of course, you will be seeing everything. So we're still in the Champions League, still the Bundesliga title to wrap up, and the Deutsche Pokal as well here. So we do have to try and win every single trophy on offer, which is why the video is going to be so long, because we're going to be trying to do that today. So this first game against Dusseldorf, you would argue that we should easily, wipe the floor with them and get ourselves through to the next round. But they've got themselves to the quarterfinals, so you have to give them credit for that. Give them a massive amount of respect as well. And you can't really say that it's a definite win. We still have to play our best, which we took the lead nice and early on. It was Max Cruz with a finish inside 10 minutes, feeling pretty good with that goal going in. But then, a really nice move. Now this one, I'm curious as to whether or not it's offside. You can rewind it back and try and pause it at the exact moment the ball was played. Originally, when I was playing the game, I didn't even question this. I was sat there thinking to myself, that's just a really nice ball through. It's carved me open. But then when I look back at the replay, just then when I edited the video, I genuinely was sat there thinking, is that not offside, ref? Well, didn't give it, so we had to try and find another goal for ourselves, which we did get through Robin Manole, the little Romanian monster. I absolutely adore this guy. I wish that I got him in FIFA 19 instead of this FIFA 18 that's ending right now. I'm sure we'll have our very own Robin Manole in the next one, but it would be quite cool to have an exact replica for our first FIFA 19 series, which you haven't already voted. You can do that on my FIFA 19 plans video. I'll leave a link to that in the description. I was supposed to do it on the G Sheng story yesterday. I forgot to do it, but I will put it in the description today for you guys to check out and cast your vote. The 2 teams on offer for this year's starting career mode. We won't be staying at them though, so don't worry, guys. I will be leaving at the, a midpoint through that series and going elsewhere. It is Brighton and Brentford are the 2 on offer. Brentford, of course, playing Championship football. Brighton, on the other hand, in the Premier League. They have their own ground in the Amex Stadium, and that at the moment seems to be the team that's winning. So I've got a feeling there won't be a large amount of Brighton career modes up on YouTube, and that's why I chose them and Brentford. I was kind of thinking to myself, I don't want to do a team like Wolves, because everybody's going to be jumping on that and the team they've got. So I feel like Brighton, nice stadium, not a great team, few decent players. I feel like it'd be quite cool to do. So yeah, that's why I picked them. But after that game, the Dusseldorf win 2-1. We found ourselves through to the semi-finals of the Deutsche Pokal. It was into the Champions League, where we faced Ajax for the first knockout round. Away leg first, and we took the lead inside 60 minutes, feet up, with a nice finish from Robin Manole playing the ball through to him. These two, like 2 peas in a pod. And it was a tough game, this one. Her first half felt like we dominated, but just didn't get our luck, and we didn't actually find our feet in front of goal. So it took until the second before we actually got ourselves a clear-cut chance, and the keeper very, very nearly stopping that one. Although we went through and scored, and then Correa found Odriozola on the right-hand side, not about 10 minutes after, actually. Now, the problem I've got is, what kind of a run was that from Angel Correa? He just ran alongside him the entire way through and nearly blocked the attempted cross from Odriozola. I don't know why. They were supposed to have fixed the AI runs in this game, but look at that. What kind of a run was that from Angel Correa? That was useless. It was a useless run, and so I was left a bit annoyed, but luckily it still worked out. Alfonso Davis finding his goal, and then he got himself a second. About 10 minutes after that, all in a span of about 10 minutes each, we would get our 3 goals here. That one there, the pick of the bunch. One pass through, driving forward, and firing it low into the bottom corner. At this point as well, guys, Alphonso Davies is actually an 84, 85 rated winger now, so he's got the bits to be able to do things. And Neves, I said he can hit them. He very nearly found a goal for himself as well. That one there, canning him back off the post. As you guys know, I said, you know, Wolves, FIFA 19, Neves is going to be a big part. I guarantee he will be one of the better midfielders later on in the game. You know, late game midfielders, I like to call them. When you get to sort of the 2019, 2020 sort of side of career mode, I guarantee Ruben Neves will be up there. He'll be up there with the best midfielders, and he'll likely be playing at the likes of Real Madrid, Barcelona, people like that, you know. So no doubt in my mind about that one. From there, though, we took on Frankfurt in the Bundesliga. Should mention a lot of the Bundesliga games I simmed, guys. I said to you in the previous episode, I feel like even if I was to sim them, we can still go on and win it. I don't feel I need to play these. And I want my mind focused on the Champions League and the Dutch Pokal. And the truth be told, with my 3-day break that I'm having, I'm actually going to my other parents' address. And that way I can kind of just get away from the Xbox entirely and basically kind of just recharge fully. So yeah, that's why I wanted to kind of get through this episode a bit quicker, make sure that we actually had the video ready to go so that I could have this 3-day period where I'm not worrying about a FIFA or anything like that. I have got FIFA 19 ready to go. It's all installed on my Xbox. So as soon as that game drops, I will be recording the first episode, and you can expect that at 4 PM on the Thursday this coming week. So make sure, if you're not already subscribed and you haven't hit that notification bell, you can do that down below. And it will save you guys a click, and it will give you a notification when that video does in fact go live. And from there, after that, you know, kind of run of results, we then took on Hertha Berlin in the Bundesliga as well. Another one of these games that I felt I could win, but I just wasn't sure. It was away from home, and so I decided to play it. Riyad Mahrez scoring the opening goal. Again, really not sure about the goalkeeping for this one. And I don't like the camera angle it's going to give you guys here right now because, again, it just doesn't really show you a lot, does it? Like, this is a poor camera angle. Anyways, goalkeeper, non-existent. Got to do better with that one. I don't think Mahrez should have scored it. I tried. The technique was there for myself. I tried to get it on his left and then hit it, but it just, yeah, the goalkeeper should have saved it in my opinion. Then Robin Manole's shot, very nearly making it 2, until he got the rebound here and ended up firing it into the roof of the net to make it 2-0 indeed on the left foot. A little bit interesting, that one, being able to bring it down in the box before firing it home. Felt like the Berlin defenders could have done a little bit better with that one. I can't really have a go at the goalkeeper. It's more about the defensive side for that goal particularly. But a 2-0 win against Hertha Berlin, another victory, and we were still top of the table. Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund, the two teams that are kind of close to us. And I've done it again there. I said Barcelona instead of Bayern Munich. I said in the previous episodes that I always get those two when I'm talking mixed up. It's not for any reason at all. It's just if I mention one or the other, when I'm playing the other one, I get them both kind of mixed up. But still, Hoffenheim up next at home. Again, felt we could win it. We ended up drawing it a goal apiece. But still, it's not a defeat, so it's not the end of the world there. We still stay top. About 10 points clear at this point with 10 games to go. So everything is looking pretty good. Leverkusen were the next lineup, and we drew this one as well. So, oh, no, sorry. We drew it 2-2. But I was quite surprised, actually, to draw this because I felt like, although we are playing well, and although we've got a good team, Leverkusen's side was pretty good. And, you know, to draw that away from home, that was a very, very good result. Although I think Bayern did win, so they did move that gap slightly down to 8 points. We then had a derby day against Bremen. They missed a penalty. Mahrez scored the opener. Mahrez went on to score a second, I believe, before we actually won it 3-1. So another 3 points on the board there. And that moved us back to 10 points clear. Next up, Augsburg. I said to you guys, there's a lot of sim games coming your way. And this one, again, I felt we could win it. It's away from home. I hate away from home sims in the game because we ended up drawing it by a goal apiece. Babacar off the bench to give us a point there. But then the big one. This is where I wanted revenge. Throughout the entirety of this series, I have felt so hard done by Bayern Munich, right? Because they just, I don't know what it is. They get one chance in the game and they usually score it. And then I'm sat there thinking to myself, I've done everything apart from put the ball in the back of the net. And we deserve so much more than we're going to get here. We lost 2-0 to them earlier on in the season. You guys didn't see that gameplay because I lost the footage, unfortunately. My computer obviously had an update and then shut down midway through recording. Not ideal. And unfortunately, I couldn't actually get the recording back. And I lost that game 2-0. And at that point, I said to myself, the next game that comes against Bayern, I'm playing it. And we're going to absolutely trounce them. This game wasn't just about winning. This game was proving a point, sending a message, saying to myself, although I haven't had the best of times against Bayern in this series, we've lost them quite a few times, the last game that we play against them is going to be us absolutely demolishing them. We scored inside 8 minutes. Alphonso Davies with the finish. And as soon as I got this early goal, I knew for a fact that this was going to be our day. Because although we had lost to them previously in the series, we'd lost to them after they'd scored first. That wasn't going to happen again here. Alphonso, I mean, this is what's my problem, right? This is the first game where I started to get a little bit angry. Because Davies cuts the ball back here. Explain to me in any certain terms, EA, how this isn't a penalty on Bentancur. Look at that. Look at that. Javi Martinez goes straight through Rodrigo Bentancur, gets nowhere near the ball. The referee doesn't give the penalty. And he didn't even play advantage either, so you can't even use the argument that Babacar had the shot and he played advantage, because the advantage didn't even come up on the screen. He literally just did not give the penalty for that one. So I was kind of surprised, and I was sat there thinking to myself, what? How is that not a penalty? But then we managed to get our second for Alphonso Davies in the second half, who was running rings around this Bayern lineup, finishing past Manuel Neuer like it was nobody's business. And he was at the heart of pretty much everything that we had going forward here. Because again, with the last 16 minutes to go here, take a look at this. I mean, that right there is absolutely ridiculous. It's a misplaced pass from Bayern, sets him through. But the confidence to even try this on the turn, left foot, dink over the top of Manuel Neuer. I mean, I was sat there and I couldn't believe the way that he just scored his hat-trick goal here, Alphonso Davies. But he got himself a hat-trick against Bayern at home, and the fans were loving this. I was loving it even further as well. Babacar through towards Angel Correa, 7 minutes left in the game. He would slot it home to make it 4-0. And not only had we won, but we dismantled Bayern Munich. Tore them apart. I felt so good. Genuinely felt so good after this game. I don't know whether or not it was just me kind of getting one up on them that felt good, or if it was just because of the sheer manner that we did it in. But all I know is that after this game, I came away thinking, league title's ours. There's no doubt in my mind that this Bundesliga title isn't going to us. But again, that penalty decision was the first of a few that are going to come your way today. And I've got to say, I was left so angry. This right here is quite possibly one of the more demanding, one of the more tough games I've had to play in terms of me keeping calm. I don't generally get that annoyed when I play this game to the point where I am, I get a little bit ragey, and then for like the first kind of couple of seconds, I have a few choice words or whatever. But normally then I can let it drop. I couldn't let it drop during this game. We took the lead. It's Arsenal in the Champions League quarterfinals. Robbie Manole scored first. I was thinking at this point, bang, 1-0. We're going to go on to absolutely tear them apart. Up until this point, we'd had all the ball for the first 10 minutes. It was completely in Arsenal's half. They hadn't even got out, right? This right here is where I lost my cool. Aubameyang, I missed the tackle. Perfect, yeah, I agree. Missed the tackle. But then the referee points to the spot. And I want you to take a look at this, because this is never in a million years a penalty. We missed the tackle. Tackle's done by the time Aubameyang turns back. He then runs into us. Look, there's no foul on Odrizzola's part. He doesn't do anything there that warrants a foul. Doesn't stick his leg out. Doesn't do anything. Aubameyang runs into him, and the referee points to the spot. Compare that to the Javi Martinez penalty that we should have had against Bayern, and that one wasn't a penalty, but he's given that one for Aubameyang. Never a penalty. So at that point, I was kind of like, yeah, brilliant. Cheers, ref. You've just turned the entire dynamic of this game, because up until that point, we were demolishing them. We were in their half the entire way through. We then make 2 tackles in a row. One of them bounces back to Arsenal, who send the ball through. I miss another tackle in the box. They make it 2-1. That's where I lost my cool. I made 2 tackles in the build-up to that goal going in. Both times, both tackles bounced back to an Arsenal player. The ball went through. They scored. I lost my cool at this point. I was like sat there thinking, well, this is one of those games where they just don't want you to win. But it gets worse, ladies and gentlemen, because with the 45th minute of play, me being in the frame of mind that I was, this had to go in. I mean, I just, how were we not 2-2 in the game? How has that stayed out? And then he got even worse. Suso, finding Xhaka, back to Suso, finds Aubameyang. He puts the cross in. Look how many times my thing switched. It switched from Lukaku, back to Davis, back to Lukaku, and I missed the header because I couldn't get a player set. I didn't switch that. That was the game doing it. So, yeah. 3-1 defeat. And to make matters worse, Robin Manole was sent off because I got so angry that I decided that, screw it, I'm just going to take every Arsenal player out. We effectively lost the game already, so I was like, nah, I'm not even bothered. Manole, get yourself sent off, mate. Do what you want. Second booking, straight red, and that meant that we were going to lose the game by 3-1. So as the game got back underway, no time for us to try and do anything in the game. Of course, we've got a second leg to work with, but the frame of mind I was in after that game, I was just sat there like, well, yeah, it is what it is. And the game clearly didn't want me to win, giving away a penalty that wasn't a penalty, then allowing them after I make 2 tackles for the ball to bounce back to them before then on the third goal, switching players on its own. I can't do a lot against that, really. So then we had to take on Arsenal for the second leg, and another penalty decision which didn't go our way. I'm baffled. I am sat here, genuinely watching this back, baffled. How can you give an Aubameyang penalty where he runs into us, but then this from Bellerin doesn't go... Oh, it goes unpenalised, should I say. I don't know what to say to you guys. Genuinely don't know what to say. It's right in front of you. It's right in front of you. We didn't lose this game because we deserved to lose the game. We lost the game because A, the referee screwed us. B, there was a lot going on in terms of what I felt was a little bit unlucky on my part. And C, just the game in general just not allowing us to have that extra little bit of luck that we needed. We got a goal back through Bobby Reed with 5 minutes to go, but that was the only goal of the game. After having 13 shots, all of which I didn't want to show you because they were just save after save from Perrin, we were out of the Champions League. 13 shots we had on this day. Arsenal didn't even have 1, and they got through by scoring the extra goal. So you take away the penalty that they scored. If that wasn't a penalty, that would have been so different. I'm telling you right now, that penalty changed the entire dynamic of the game. And I'm not just saying that because I was salty. I'm saying that because it wasn't a penalty, shouldn't have happened, and up until that point, we spent the entire 30 minutes of that game in Arsenal's half. You do the maths, yeah? It's ridiculous. So after that, I was very, very angry. Decided that I wasn't even going to play the rest of the games. Decided to sim it. Luckily, we actually got through to the final of the Deutsche Pokal because we beat Red Bull Leipzig 4-1 in the sim of that one. Quite surprising by all accounts. We then finished off the Bundesliga season by simming the rest of the games. We went on to win it as well, beating Hannover 96 for the Bundesliga title in total, and there is confirmation of that one. So we have won the Bundesliga, which is good, obviously. As you guys know, the whole presentation process doesn't actually work in this year's game. Sometimes it's bugged, but not a lot you can do against it. Sim to the end of the season because we're waiting to see who we got in the Deutsche Pokal, and of course, it would be Bayern Munich. So Bayern are the team that we will face for the final game of this series, guys. It's coming at you right now live. Enjoy the rest of the episode. That's it from me for the postcom. I'll be back in just a moment for the live game against Bayern. Please, EA, don't screw me over. Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome to the live part then. The Deutsche Pokal final is upon us. FC Bayern will take on Hamburg. I hate playing against Bayern. You probably already knew that though. It's a bit funny really because of the fact that we still not got Richarlison because he's still out injured. Brilliant. He's been out injured for literally more or less the entire way through. So again, we're going to have to work without him today. But he is available, just not fully fit. He can actually play. But as you can see there, according to his injury statistics, he's got a little band-aid next to his name. So we'll have to think about that in regards to how he plays today. Mukiele and Pavard are going to be the 2 centre-backs. Odriozola at right back. Correa, Manole, Davis will start. Torreira and Neves in the midfield with Arp up top. Considering maybe bringing Mahrez in, possibly for Correa. Yeah, let's do that actually. Let's bring Mahrez in for Correa and then use Correa off the bench. And I think my main substitutions are probably going to be Richarlison, Correa and Bentancur if I have to use them for the game. Obviously, Richarlison might just be able to play this, so we'll see. Imagine the scenes, right? Richarlison, signed him, hasn't played a game because of his injury. If he comes on and scores in this final, that would be hilarious. Without further ado, though, we're going to jump into the game. Obviously, Bayern Munich versus Hamburg. I just want to see one thing quickly. What is Bayern's team looking like? I want to see what they kind of have played for this final, because if they played an interesting team throughout in the Deutsche Pokal, maybe they'll stick with it. So Neuer's played all 4. Kimmich has played all 4. Javi Martinez. I hate playing against Javi Martinez. Hummels, Schüller. So clearly they're going to have a good side. Lewandowski up front as well. Yeah, this is going to be a tough game, this. I would argue that they actually have the better team. But we'll find out in due course who's going to win this final. Here we go then. Obviously, you've seen our team. Olympiastadion is the ground. Alphonso Davies is an 86 rated winger now. And I'm quite surprised by the way he's actually grown in this season for us. Because at the start of the season, I was unsure as to whether or not I wanted to keep him at the club. But he's actually done really, really well since the beginning of the season. So, without further ado, we're going to jump into the final, the Dutch Pokal. First time playing in it. It'll be quite cool to actually get our hands on the trophy the first time of asking. Obviously, we want to have that happen, Dan, but... You know, we can't all have everything we want, as there is Alphonso Davies warming up. Can't remember who I've actually named as captain here. Was it Pavard? Might have been Pavard. Obviously, Manole starts as well. This will be the final game that we see him playing in. And the final game of the episode is upon us. Hopefully, we can win the game. I feel quite bad if I ended us off on a defeat. But after what you saw earlier in the episode when we were facing... Obviously, I didn't show you the trophy there. Not too worried about that one. After what you saw in the... I mean, that's a great start, isn't it, for Bayern? Already showing us how stupid this year's game has been. Tolisso, Torreira wins it back off him. Yeah, I'm trying to make my point here. I've gone past it about 4 times. After the earlier game against Arsenal, we know the game's out to screw us a little bit. So I'm hoping we won't have the same thing happen to us here. Ruben Neves, already looking to set up Riyad Mahrez, who comes inside on that left foot of his. Got a really good left foot, may I add. Riyad Mahrez, he's gone all the way through. Still Mahrez gets the shot away as well, and Manuel Neuer has to beat it away. Interesting defending from Bayern there, allowing... Riyad to pretty much go all the way through. Here is Lucas Torreira in the box. Now I can't actually get the ball under control. Unfortunately, it was just going to run away from him there. Lewandowski back towards Torvin. Lewandowski and his teammate getting in a mix-up, but we tried to play the pass and actually ended up giving it away. What a win back that is from Lucas Torreira, though. Manole now, he runs into danger. There wasn't really a pass on in front, but he wins it straight back for us. Robin Manole looking for Feet Arp, who didn't make the run. Torreira towards Arp again. Finding Ruben Neves, who just about keeps hold of that. Slightly worrying touch from Ruben, but he still has it in his grasp. Here is Manole. Ooh, I tried to flick that around the corner. He still got it here for Riyad Mahrez. And now Manole making a run through the middle. Penalty being given. I mean, we earned that because the way that we've had penalties not go our way so far in the episode has been pretty poor. So I'll take the penalty. My only issue is that I obviously, from the penalty spot, don't necessarily have the best record in the world. So, by all accounts, this is going to be a very, very interesting start to the game. Stepping up, and it's saved by Neuer. I second-guessed myself. I was going to the right, and last second decided to switch left. Oh, why do I do that? It's saved by Neuer, and we could have been 1-0 up already, but I've absolutely crumbled under the pressure from the spot. Ready for Bayern's first shot and first goal of the game. That's normally what happens when I play here. Tolisso back towards Torvin. In towards the box. Goes past Torreira. Shoots it. And it's wide of the post. Too easy for Bayern though. They got through. Carved us open like it was nobody's business there. Not happy defensively. 45th minute of the game. Any moment now the referee's going to... Oh my God. Again. A pass that goes astray under no pressure. You can begin to see why I get frustrated when I play this game recently. It's because of the fact of stuff like that happening. It just, generally speaking, annoys me. Really does. I'm going to make a change here. Correa's coming on. So only the one change. Neves off. Mahrez off. Correa on. We'll see if that's going to make a blind bit of difference down the right-hand side. We've not really had a clear-cut chance. And penalties, I don't fancy myself. We've already missed one this game. So by all accounts, penalties will be quite interesting. Torreira. Up again. Good hold-up play, but... Bayern holding out defensively, resiliently as well. What a turn from Correa. That's a free kick. Nothing given. But he continues his run. Correa in towards the box now. Just about trying to squeeze it past and hasn't been able to do it. Ruben Neves will find Odriozola. Odriozola into an advanced position, the fullback. Still Odriozola. Gets the shot away and Neuer beats it out for a Hamburg corner. What a save by the German national goalkeeper. As now it comes towards Torreira. Torreira sees Manole on the edge of the box. Manole now. Oh, again, it's an unbelievable effort. And yet again, an unbelievable save from Manuel Neuer. It's going to take something pretty spectacular. We've already seen him beat one away from the spot. Now, it turns out he's just done it again. Manole has found the breakthrough here, though. 55 minutes in. It just had to be Robin Manole. What a goal, son. All right, calmness levels back to where they should be. He just ran straight through from the corner before unleashing a left-footed curler. And it curls around, sorry. It doesn't even curl back in, it goes out. Oh, he was very, very close to being blocked there by the Bayern defender. But with that, we take the lead. And you saw what happened last time we took the lead against Bayern. We smashed them 4-0. Can we find our way into closing this game out now? They're going to start sending bodies forward, which we need to be careful of. Thiago, lovely little 1-2, but he can't get it back as now Manole has the ball for Hamburg. Just calm it down, mate. Keep hold. What I will say is that Bayern have kept their shape very well, but as Alphonso Davies breaks through, crosses deep, and Alaba clears away. Another big chance, very, very nearly converted. Neves keeps hold of the ball for Hamburg, as now we're beginning to find our feet in the game and keep hold of the ball really well. We've got possession on the lockdown now. But Bayern are keeping their shape, as I said, very well, because I can't really break them down unless I find that clear-cut pass all the way through as Arp now trying to work his way past. Poor defending, feet up, looking for the finish. Manole again. Manole's come off the post and gone out. I don't believe this. I don't believe this. I can't wait. I can't wait for FIFA 19, if I'm being honest with you. I'm just hoping that I don't have all this sort of stuff happen to me in that game as well. Manole steal that back. Nope, unfortunately not. Neves. Torreira. Mukiele finding its way through towards Alphonso Davies. Don't really need to go forward now because we do have the win here pretty much secured if we can defend. As Manole again. Manole trying to pull the trigger on the left foot this time. Actually, he scored with his left. What am I talking about? Unfortunately, though, the shot didn't quite grasp it the way that I was hoping he would. And again, it's another chance that's gone begging. Tolisso for Bayern as they look for one last attack. What a ball that is towards David Alaba. Odriozola trying to stop him in his tracks. Brings him down. It's going to be a free kick to Bayern. I thought Odriozola might win that ball there with that side tackle, but he actually got the cross in first. And this is a very, very nervous time now. Last chance saloon for Bayern Munich. Defend it, boys. It goes in the box. Headed out by Odriozola. Not cleared, though. And Alaba now will find Schuler, who looks to try and find Brandt. Gone down in the box. I didn't even press tackle. I didn't even press tackle. I hate this game. I hate this game. They've had no shot this entire game, and they're going to get one chance. Look again. There's no outstretched leg. He just runs into me. I can't even be bothered. Like, I just can't be bothered. One shot that Bayern have had in the entire game, coming in the 90th minute for a penalty that's not a penalty. This game's a joke. I mean, look at that. They've had two shots. Torvin's shot from the first half, obviously going wide. That's the only chance they had up until that point. And then the second one from the spot from Lewandowski for a penalty that just isn't a penalty. So how can Bayern in another game give me a clear-cut penalty that I don't get given, yet he runs into me in this game and they get it? It's a joke. Complete, utter joke. Odriozola, a little bit of space for him to run into. Still Odriozola, and still Odriozola. That's a penalty kick. We've got another one. I mean, that again, is another clear-cut penalty. Like, oh my God. You compare the two. You can compare the two. We don't even stick out a leg. We do no challenge on the ball. They run into us. It's a red card as well for Thiago, may I add. It's another penalty. I missed the first one, obviously, so Arp isn't actually on the field of play, which means Richarlison is going to get to do the business for us. Can he step up and score it? This time I'm going to go right. This time it's gone. I didn't second guess it, and Hamburg take the lead for the second time in the game. We deserve that because we've been the miles better side here. And I apologise for the salt and the rage that you're experiencing today in this episode, but this is generally me at the end of my tether with the way this game is going. How many times have we had penalties not given that are clear cut, and yet we give one away that he runs into us, and then all of a sudden, bang. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. So Bayern down to 10 now as Manole looking for a way through. Still Manole and still he finds Davies. Davies to finish it off, and Neuer saves it. That pass was actually meant to go to Angel Correa, but instead Alphonso Davies was the man that received it, and he should have scored to make it 3 and send us into jubilation. Keep that in, Correa. Why did it switch player? Why did the game switch player there? You see what I mean? There's little bits that this game does, which is just like, I'm getting to the end of my tether with it. There's no reason for him to switch player there, or the game to have done it. Correa now, trying to turn, finding Torreira. Still Torreira, now towards Davies. Davies, just about keeping hold of this. Manole, little turn away from his man. Still Manole, now Richarlison. Pablo Fornals making the tackle, but Richarlison picks up the loose ball. Still Richarlison, goes round the outside of Fornals. Brilliant footwork from Richarlison. Keeps it in play as well. Delivers it. That is brilliant defending from Tolisso. I mean, look at those match facts. There's just there's no way that Bayern should even be in this game. No way at all. All right, another change then. Bentancur is going to come on for Robbie Manole, who's feeling a little bit tired now. I think that's the only change we will make for the moment. As it stands, 105 minutes, 15 more to play here until we'll be crowned Deutsche Pokal champions. Although I feel like I'm having to work stupidly hard for this. The way that this game's panned out is a little bit frustrating for me here. Charlison again, bursting past a couple of players before feeding Odriozola, who crosses early on towards the head of Angel Correa, and it's punched by Manuel Neuer. Still for Davis to pick up though. Alphonso Davis' shot blocked. Bentancur trying to get on the loose ball here. Fresh legs of Rodrigo Bentancur as I just take out Pablo Fornals, not even having him break away. I think the referee might actually decide to card him here. Hopefully it's not a red card for Rodrigo Bentancur. It is. No comment. No comment. I mean, I can see why he's given red, but the area that that's in, they're not going to get a breakaway. And yeah, probably a stupid decision on my part. I'm not gonna say it isn't, because it was a bit of a stupid decision to actually do what I did there. But even so, red card. I've seen worse than that not carded. Still Correa, good turn, Angel Correa. Now he goes into the box. Correa for 3! Too easy. There we go. Game, set, and match. Oh my goodness me. We worked too hard for this win. Jeez, man. I feel like I've had to go 12 rounds with Mike Tyson just to get this bloody win here. But you know what? We've done it at least, so that's all I can say. Again, just the game. The way this has panned out today has been ridiculous. But there we go then, ladies and gentlemen. Hamburg 3, Bayern 1. We're going to see ourselves lift a trophy. The Dutch Pokal is in our hands. The final trophy that we need to win. And it's even better that we've done it against Bayern Munich. So, as the boys will celebrate on the pitch, I just feel a little bit relieved, really, ultimately, more than anything. Lewandowski scoring a 90th minute penalty that I don't believe was a penalty in the first place. Again, for me, for it to be a foul, I would have to actually commit to the tackle. If I don't click that button and they run into me, that's not me committing a foul or my player committing a foul. That's them running into me looking for the penalty. You know, so I'm not going to turn around and say that they aren't given in real life, but what I will say is that's a joke, pretty much. When you compare the stonewall penalties that we haven't been given to the 2 penalties that we gave away against Arsenal and then here against Bayern, you know, that for me is not what I'd consider to be stonewall. But here we go then, Benjamin Pavard with the Dutch Pokal in his hands. There is it, ladies and gentlemen. Richarlison scored the penalty to make it 2-1 before Correa made sure of the result. He only played 1 game for us. Actually only played about 60 minutes as well. Didn't even play a full game in a Hamburg shirt, but he still had a say in this final. And there is, of course, the boys enjoying this trophy win. That's the final game of the episode and the final game of the series as well, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching the last 25 episodes of the series. It was obviously a really, really cool thing to do. The last one before we move into FIFA 19, which is dropping in a matter of days. As I said earlier, I apologise for the rage in the episode, but it is a little bit frustrating. I'm just kind of at the end of the tether, really, with the way that it's kind of gone. The decisions that have gone against me a little bit like that. So, yeah, a bit frustrating more than anything else. Played a lot of FIFA as well over the course of the last week, with having to wrap up the series. Is more than I probably would have usually in a week. I think I've played probably about 80 or 90 games in the course of the last, like, 5 or 6 days, which is... In fact, no, not maybe 6 days, but probably about 7-8 days. I've played about 80, 90 games, which is... Oh, dear, a lot of FIFA games. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. One last quick look, then, at the career, just to see how we did perform overall. 149 games, 95 wins, 35 draws, and 19 defeats. Record transfer fee of £28 million. 2020 season, obviously winning the Dutch Pokal, the Bundesliga, and the Copa Europe, finishing in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Halilovic went, Odriozola came in. Odriozola, of course, our top expenditure. Rebic, obviously, coming in the last season. Carroll going out. Andy Carroll. Big Andy Carroll. Lucas Torreira was the most expensive signing in Season 1. Bobby Wood leaving for 9.5. Good little series overall. Quite happy the way it's panned out. Quite happy with the way we finished it as well, of course. We'll take one last look at the players then. who obviously were here at the club. Alphonso Davies, 86 rated is how he finished, which is pretty spectacular. £49 million is what he's worth at 19 years of age. Is absolutely crazy. Paul Lopez, 85 rated. Odriozola coming in for £28 million, now 85 rated as well. Angel Correa there. Up, a really, really solid player throughout 16 goals this season in 41 games. Not exactly what you think is great for a striker, but again, worth a lot of money. And if we were to sell him, would be quite valuable. Lucas Torreira, brilliant throughout. He was probably one of my more favourite players in this team. Ruben Neves as well coming in this season. Bentancur, brilliant. But this guy, for me, has to take the overall kind of player of the series. 21 goals this season in 35 games, 5 assists. Attributes, I mean, the kid at 17 is absolutely ridiculous. 5-star weak foot, 4-star skill. He's gonna be like the best in the world, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Richarlison as well. Benjamin Pavard, Mukiele, he was good as well since he's come in. Lukaku, Van Drongel, Papadopoulos, Max Cruz, Babacar didn't really play that much. How many games did he actually play? 12. Only scoring once. There you go. Zuba, 78. Bobby Reed, he scored in the Champions League final for us. So big up Bobby Reed. Galeno, Diekmeyer was another one who played quite a few times. And other than that, these guys down here didn't really even do anything. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching the last 25 episodes. Hopefully you guys are excited for FIFA 19 as well. I'm going to go recharge my batteries for the next couple of days, get myself all set for the FIFA 19 dropping. And until that FIFA 19 comes out on Thursday, guys, I'll see you all for that first video when it does in fact drop. And I'm excited. So if you're not already subscribed, that's down below. Hit the notification bell as well alongside it to make sure you're notified when the video goes live. Until next time, guys, adios.